YouTube, this is the Keep Pounding channel, and I'd like to welcome you to this channel if you're new to it. This is a brand new channel. Yeah, I'm a huge Carolina Panthers fan, and I went to 4 games during the 2015 season when we went to the Super Bowl. That was an exciting and fantastic year. So let's just jump right into it. The schedule for this year. Not a fan of it at all. I know a lot of people say that it's a easy schedule, but when you really look at it, it's not that exciting at all. Dallas is fully loaded. Atlanta, we've had some really bad luck in the dome. Cincinnati, I don't know how many people remember this, but we went to a double overtime tie with Cincinnati in 2000. I think it was 14 or 15. Y'all help me out. Remember that. That bye week is crucial right there at week 3 because week 4 because we need time to heal up from injuries. Now that Giants game, that's going to be interesting. That's a huge trap game because Gettleman is really loading up his team. And I think he filled in a lot of spots this year. The team looks good. They're ready to compete for the East again. It's going to be interesting. Now, for me, it's exciting because it's our former GM versus our current GM, which also used to be our former GM before our former GM. So this is gonna be a really exciting game. I'm excited to see which one of them comes out the victor. You got the Redskins, which haven't typically been doing all that much lately. I'm going to call that a win right now. Despite seeing all of our new players and seeing what we have to work with on the field, I want to look at them in camp in the fall, but I think right now we're looking pretty good for competition's sake and competing for spots. So I think we're going to be okay. I don't know yet. Let's not jump the gun. Everybody that's on board with the Super Bowl run this year, don't jump the gun yet. So you got the Eagles in Philadelphia. The Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. I want to give out a shout out to all the old school Philadelphia fans. I used to be a supporter of the old Andy Reid team that kept trying to go to the Super Bowl, and I tell you what, it was a fun experience watching that Super Bowl. So congrats to you guys. You guys deserve it. That's going to be a tough game, even regardless of the people that they've lost. I think they still have a lot of depth, and they're still very, very dangerous. The whole East looks dangerous right now to me, and I know a lot of people are going to disagree with that, but I really do think it's going to get interesting. And seeing that we got those 3 games right back to back to back is going to be really tough. I'm seeing at least 2 trap games in there. So then you've got Baltimore. Now Baltimore, everyone is underrating Baltimore. You look at all the years that Baltimore has been in the wild card race. This is what I'm trying to point out to people. is that when they start going for that wild card race, they are dangerous, especially when it's in Baltimore. So we're really lucky we dodged the bullet. We got them middle of the season, before they start heating up and in our stadium. So I like our chances there, although I do consider that to be a trap game. Tampa Bay should be a win. Yeah. I don't like the fact that we've had to use Derek Anderson in each one of the Tampa Bay games. Backup quarterback, so that's going to be tough. As far as that's considered, if Cam's playing, we got to win both games. We're going to. I just, that's 2 wins right on the board, right there. Now, at Pittsburgh, we get a tough road trip, 4-game road trip. Pittsburgh. I tell you, every year I find one game and I say, this is going to be a loss. And we end up pulling a rabbit out of the hat and winning it. Pittsburgh is that game this year. Last year it was New England. I forget who it was the year before that, but this year it's definitely Pittsburgh. You guys know how strong they are. You know what we're dealing with. This is going to be a rough game. We've also got them in the preseason too, and I'm just wondering, why do we have them both in the preseason and the regular season? But continuing on, Detroit should be a win, but I view it as a trap game. Because of Matthew Stafford, he has the ability to come back in the fourth quarter. We've all seen it. We all know his strengths. We all know his abilities. He's dangerous. Seattle. Now, I like our chances at home, but if this game was in Seattle, I don't like our chances because we've had some really tough years against Seattle. Yes, we won a lot of battles against them, but that doesn't make them any easier. Yes, they look depth deprived. Yes, they look weak, but don't underestimate Seattle. I keep telling people that. And there's your second game against Tampa in Tampa Bay. You got Cleveland. Now, here's why I think that Cleveland game is important. They just got a new general manager. He's been hooking them up with all kinds of players this year that they never had before. Now, everyone's just like, oh, well, Cleveland's an easy win. Yes and no. Because of the depth that we have, I say yes. Because of the players that we have, yes. But because of what they acquired, no. So keep an eye open for Cleveland. That could be a trap game. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, how is Cleveland a trap game? But you watch. Don't underestimate this GM. So, we've got the Saints and Falcons at home. The Saints are tough. Let's just put it this way. The Saints are tough. And then the Falcons just signed Matt Ryan to a new deal. So, we all saw what Matt Ryan can do with a good line. He's scary good. You saw the numbers, folks. When he started opening up the can, there was no going back. If you're a defensive coordinator, you had trouble game planning around that. I even some of the best corners and safeties in the league could not cover some of those receivers when Matt Ryan was finding his targets. So it was dangerous. And the final game against the Saints in New Orleans, I personally think we're going to split with the Saints, but I don't know for sure. See, that is why I want to look at our new players and find out what we've got. So, once we figure out what we've got, look at the depth chart, and figure out what everyone else has got, then we can start making a better judgment call on how many wins or losses we think we're going to get. That's my opinion. I'm going to hold back on making a call on that until I look at all the players in camp. So look for a update on that about week 2 of preseason. I will be telling you what I think is going to happen for the rest of the schedule. First round of predictions. Of course, you got 2 or 3 more. Once we get into the season, starting week 1, I can tell you exactly what I think is going to happen. Week to week. But week 2 predictions, preseason, is where you're going to start seeing the first one. Now, I don't know how much more we're going to have depth-wise by that point. I don't know what cuts Marty's going to make or Ron together. But I know that between Marty, Ron, and Norv, we're going to be looking at some pretty good players. I fully 100% trust Ron and Norv. They know what they're doing. And Marty, what an offseason. Holy heck. When we first started looking at this, I thought we were going to be capped at up to our ears. But when you start looking at all the players that he picked up in every position of need, depth, lineman, running back, corner, safety, we got everybody picked up in the draft and in free agency, and I'm very impressed. I would like to see us bring back Trey Boston. I know that's going to be a no from a lot of people, but I liked him. I liked what he brought to the table. Yes, he lacked a little bit in tackling, but I think that would be the final piece that we need. So, Marty, well done, man. I was one of the most outspoken people against you this year, and you just killed it. You killed it. So, props to you. If you can do this consistently year to year to year, I'm going to be a supporter of you, and I'll be very happy as a fan of this team. That's all we got for you today on the Keep Pounding channel. Thank you very much for watching. Keep pounding in honor of Sam Mills.